You are talking to yourself right now. Even as you listen to my voice, there is another voice inside your head. It's narrating, judging, predicting. In psychology, this is called endophasia. When you speak out loud, a region of your brain called Broca's area, which handles speech production, fires electrical signals down to your vocal cords. But when you talk inside your head, your brain goes through that exact same physical process, only it hits a mute button. It's a phenomenon called motor inhibition. Even though those signals never reach your mouth, your auditory cortex, the part of the brain that processes sound, still hears them. Your internal voice is a biological simulation. When you think in sentences, you are hallucinating your own voice. But here is a strange detail about human neurology. This graphic shows a 50-50 split of the general population. Between 30 to 50% of people do not have an internal monologue at all. This is a condition called Anauralia. Instead of hearing sentences, they process thoughts as abstract concepts or visual maps. For the rest of us, though, that voice is relentless. It narrates our actions, rehearses fake arguments, and never takes a break. And at night, that relentless narration can break down. Psychologists call this malfunction rumination. When you try to sleep, your brain starts looping through every awkward mistake you made 5 years ago, predicting every possible failure waiting for you tomorrow. You find yourself paralyzed, completely at the mercy of a voice you cannot turn off. To fix this, we have to look at why evolution installed this hardware in the first place. In the 1920s, a Russian psychologist named Lev Vygotsky started studying how young children develop. Watch a toddler build a tower. You'll hear them narrating every move. They use outward speech to problem solve and control their physical actions in real time. As we grow up, society makes it very clear that muttering to yourself in the grocery store is weird. So we swallow the voice. We internalize it. When you sit quietly, your brain switches to a system called the default mode network. This is your biological autopilot, and it acts as the home base for that internalized voice. Evolution designed this as a superpower for self-regulation and future planning. It is a vital tool for navigating human life. The problem starts when we experience high levels of stress. Psychologist Ethan Kross wrote a book called Chatter, detailing how pressure mutates this helpful inner coach into a toxic inner critic. If a stranger walked up to you and listed all your insecurities, you would ignore them. But because the internal critic sounds exactly like you, it bypasses your logical filters. You accept its insults as absolute truth. When you believe those insults, your body interprets the thoughts as physical threats, triggering your evolutionary fight-or-flight response. This animation maps exactly what happens next in your body. We can see cortisol molecules flooding the bloodstream, while the graph below tracks an accelerating heart rate. This entire physical panic is generated by imaginary thoughts. Imaginary sound waves are overriding your physical biology. A simulation in your head is dictating the real chemical stress in your body. You can take that control back. The first scientifically proven method to silence the critic is psychological distancing. When you spiral, your inner voice uses I statements. I am going to fail. If you replace I with your own name, you trick your brain into treating yourself with the empathy you would normally offer a friend. The second method is broadening perspective. When the voice panics, it zooms in on a tiny, immediate detail. You break the loop by forcing it to zoom out. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 weeks? Will it matter in 5 years? Both of these techniques strip the critic of its power. They force your brain to evaluate threats with cold logic instead of raw emotion. The third solution is grounding. Your inner monologue is obsessed with regretting the past or predicting the future. It literally cannot function in the present moment. You force it into the present using the 5-4-3-2-1 method. Name 5 things you can see, 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste. This pulls processing power away from the default mode network, forcing you to analyze external data. Focusing your mind on your immediate physical reality acts as a powerful emergency brake on those simulated anxiety loops. You are not the voice in your head. You are the entity listening to it. And now that you truly understand the biological mechanism, you can finally choose how you want to respond to it.